Hello everyone, meteorologist Sydney Goldberg here from the First Alert Desk, and it's Monday, but at least it's feeling like fall on this Monday. In fact, temperatures this morning fell as low as to the low 50s in some places. So 52 in Hammond this morning is where we started out. We started at 50 degrees in Bogalusa. Now here closer to Baton Rouge, 57, 56 up in New Roads and Gonzales. So it felt really nice this morning. And now that the sun is up, still looks really good. Looks beautiful outside in our Sky 9 camera. This is overlooking downtown Baton Rouge. Not a single cloud in the sky, just clear blue sunny skies this morning. So we are warming up, but it still feels really nice. We're into the upper 70s for many of us, but we're starting to get into the low 80s. 80 degrees in Gonzales and New Orleans, but we're 79 here in Baton Rouge, 77 in New Roads this morning. The reason has to do with just the dry air that's in place. We're continuing to get that northerly wind flow that's bringing in that nice dry air from the north, so dew points are still really pleasant in the upper 50s here in Baton Rouge, but up towards southern Mississippi, those dew points are still into the mid 50s. So it's still feeling really nice through the afternoon, even though temperatures will continue to climb. So yes, it'll be another warm afternoon. In fact, mid 80s is above normal for this time of year. So we'll get to the low 80s around lunchtime, then the afternoon highs will top out in the mid to upper 80s. Lots of sunshine though, and keeping it dry. Don't have to worry about any rain if you have outdoor plans. But notice right after sunset, temperatures plummet pretty quickly. So we go from low 80s at 6 to 70 degrees at 9. So it still feels really nice in the evenings with the dry air in place. So we'll get a few more days of low humidity, but you'll notice by tomorrow we'll still start to see an increase into the upper 50s with those dew points, and then really going to see a change by the end of the work week with that humidity coming back into play. So we'll enjoy the nice dry air that we'll get for the next couple of days. We may even see another little frontal boundary that'll sneak its way down towards the south, may help to reinforce some of that dry air, but really by the end of the work week, so Friday, you'll notice some of that green starting to reappear in South Louisiana, so that humidity is going to increase and then really increase by the weekend. That's because another weather system will be approaching, and so that's going to pull in that moisture from the Gulf. So we'll really get that humid air back into play by the weekend. What that's going to do is reintroduce our rain chances by Friday, just a slim rain chance, but then we're going to have to watch for scattered showers and storms both Saturday and Sunday. Until then, keeping it dry right on through Thursday of this week. Now in terms of how much rainfall we'll see, well, it looks manageable, about a quarter inch or less for many of us here in South Louisiana, but some places also need the rain. We're starting to see some moderate drought appearing in South Louisiana. So because we've got a good stretch of no rain, it's likely that we could see some of this drought conditions worsen. So we'll get the new drought monitor that really gets released on Thursday. So I'll have to keep monitoring that. But the big change that we're going to notice through the end of the work week is not only the humidity returning, but that's going to change our morning lows. So it feels excellent this morning. I do think we'll get another upper 50s tomorrow morning, but then we'll return to the 60s by Wednesday and Thursday. Now low 60s is typical for this time of year into October, but what's not typical is the upper 60s by the weekend. So we'll certainly feel the difference in the mornings by the weekend, Saturday and on Sunday. Different story with the highs. We're running above normal all the way from today through the next 7 days. So mid upper 80s is running above average. Typically we're in the low 80s. So quite warm through the afternoon, especially as we get into the middle and later part of the work week. Could get close to 90 degrees by Thursday. So that's running 8 degrees above normal for this time of year. So quite warm through the afternoon. And unfortunately, when we look past this week and we look into the following week, so this is the Climate Prediction Center. This is looking October 20th through October 26th, so later into the month. Unfortunately, the Climate Prediction Center is highlighting that much of the southeast is expected to stay above normal for this time of year. So it looks like we're going to keep the heat with us right on through the later part of the month. All right, let's talk about the tropics. We had a new tropical storm develop earlier this morning. It's now Tropical Storm Lorenzo. So as of 10 a.m., so about an hour ago, winds are now picked up to about 50 miles an hour sustained wind. So it's starting to strengthen. However, in terms of the forecast intensity and track, there's a little bit of uncertainty there. And so notice how it's going to take a sharp turn to the north. Now, the National Hurricane Center has the system staying a tropical storm, but I do think it's possible we could see it make a run at a hurricane. But something else to note is that by the weekend, we could see it turning right back around. Some models are hinting at it making a loop, so we'll have to continue to monitor that throughout the work week. So that's another name crossed off the list. That's the L name, Lorenzo. The next name on the list is the M name, and that would be Melissa if we see anything develop behind that. Back here at home though, really enjoying the pleasant weather. I mean, we're starting off nice into the upper 50s. I think we'll get another one tomorrow. But then in the afternoon, yeah, it's warm, but with the low humidity in place, it feels really nice, even though we've got the warm temperatures in the upper 80s, making for a really nice evening as well once the sun sets. It's really not until the very end of the work week Friday that you'll notice the difference in the humidity. Also watching for a slim shower chance, and then a few scattered showers and storms with the weekend. So I'll have more details for you, what to expect later today, and of course for the rest of the work week for you on WAFB 9 News.